everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and today I am doing my version of the March sketch challenge that's happening at the Scrap Room. I kind of did a very rough sketch of the sketch on the little post-it that you see up there above. Originally had 3 photos going across, and there are some circular elements at the top and coming out of the top of one of the photos. So I am taking this from 3 photos to 2 photos because I am still trying to finish up the photos that we took when we did a little tour of our county, figuring out the historical bits of where we live. And so I have 2 sets of 2 photos to finish out this series of photos for this one event, and so I wanted to use this sketch, but obviously I'm gonna make it my own, and that's what's so fun about the sketches. So I will try to remember to link the scrap room down below. They have a bunch of scrapbook challenges that they do every month. My favorites are the sketch challenge and the Freaky Fast formula challenge. I like to participate in those more than the other ones, but pick and choose which ones that you want to do, and there's always a prize, a random prize drawn at the end of the month. So the sketch also looked like it was 2 pieces of paper bisected. So you could do like a solid cardstock and a pattern. I'm doing 2 pattern papers. These are from a Recollections paper pad that I got from Michaels. So they're kind of like fallish colors because I did purchase it, I think, in October or November. And I thought that was good because I'm going to use them along with some leftover bits from one of my fall Best of Both Worlds kits. And obviously the photos were taken in the fall, so it all kind of makes sense. Now I'm going to take this solid piece of pink cardstock that I also got from Michaels, and I'm going to back my photos with it. Because there were originally 3 photos, and so like the backing, it goes a little bit longer in the original sketch. I am actually going to leave a little bit of extra room on either side of my photo to create kind of a longer strip of that pink cardstock. So that's not something that I normally do. Normally, if I back photos, I just have all the edges be the same. And maybe I should have made the top and the bottom a little bit bigger as well. But sometimes when you're scrapbooking, you make a decision and you just go with it, and that's that. So following along with the original sketch, there was also like some type of paper going on the bottom of the photos, and so you could have it be totally even, just like another piece of rectangular pattern paper. I chose this sort of ledger style paper. I think it's from Simple Stories, and I had used it before, and I had torn it, and I liked the torn look, and I liked how it was kind of at an angle. So I'm going to put my photos kind of on top of that. That's going to be peeking out from the bottom, and then I'm going to add my embellishments. So I've got those Doodlebug doilies, which if you purchase them, there are 75 in a pack. That's a lot. And they do stick together. So make sure that you are sticking down only 1 doily and not actually 2, because you'll be in for a surprise later if you try to put like other things on top and it's all gonna come off. Or if you try to trim the edges off like I'm doing here, you're gonna find yourself with a bit of trouble, and then you've got to like separate them and blah blah blah. So anyway, just be careful when you're separating those doilies is what I'm trying to say here. I really like the big flower, not the big flower, the big leaf that was part of, I don't even remember the embellishment collection. Someone in the comments, I'm sure, will know where that came from. If it's Jen Hadfield or Paige Evans, I don't remember at this point, but I liked the look of the leaf with the doily, and because these are photos that were taken in the fall, we got a little bit of fall foliage in the photos, I wanted to incorporate the leaves as well. And the doilies are standing in as my something circular, as seen in the original sketch. But instead, because I brought the photos up a little bit high at the top, I did not want to have, the cluster in the upper right-hand corner and then do something on the top of that left photo. That was just like, it was just going to be too close. So I'm bringing the cluster down to the bottom of the left photo, and I'm going to do a doily, I'm going to do a leaf, We're going to get all of the leaf in this time, and you can see that I have switched to using my adhesive squares. I ran out of my Scotch brand double-sided tape, so I had actually, to prevent me not having any adhesive, I had already gone to Michael's and used a coupon to buy more of the adhesive squares. So I am good to go. I can finish this layout. I'm adding in a dimensional butterfly that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. That was a really good purchase. $1 for a pack of 3D butterfly stickers that I really had no idea what I was going to do with when I purchased it. I just thought they were pretty. And I've used them quite a bit, especially with the fall Best of Both Worlds kit that I ended up doing. So now I just need to add in a few extra embellishments. So I'm going through this Simple Stories paper sticker book, and I'm just trying to figure out like where should I place things. I have added a little tag underneath the butterfly just to kind of draw that cluster down a little bit and go next to the border, the paper strip that I put in between my two pattern papers. I feel like I'm going to call this whole process the process of sticking things down and peeling them up, because here's where I start sticking things down and then peeling them up and putting them someplace else, because I just don't like the way things are looking. And luckily, most of this stuff is pretty easy to pull up. So I don't have that many problems, but it is something to keep in mind. One of the reasons why I sometimes cut embellishments out of off the sticker sheet or off of the acetate and place things before actually sticking them, so that I don't run into this problem of oh man, I already put this down, it's going to rip the paper when I peel it back up because I ended up not liking it. I did not do that in this layout because I was just trying to commit to things, and then I ended up not liking where anything was going. So you'll see that even more in a second. The title of this is Asbury Mill because that's the name of this building. It was originally a grist mill, and then it became a graphite mill. It was a huge part of the commerce in early New Jersey. And they still have, it used a water wheel and a turbine to power everything, before there was electricity, and they still have the turbine inside the building. We just went inside of it and kind of looked around it. It was built right along a river. So it was a beautiful, beautiful day to be out there looking at stuff like this. You could take a tour, and I think they probably have tours throughout the year that you could go and visit it. This was a special weekend. So, but, my husband wanted to get back in time for a football game or something. So we did not tour any of the buildings or speak to anyone with knowledge. I'm just getting all of the information from this brochure that we got to kind of guide us along to all the different places. So it was really a fun weekend, and it was beautiful weather. So it was perfect to be outside. Yeah. So I'm really glad that we did it, because I feel like I learned a whole lot about where we live. So a couple of the stickers I'm popping up on foam dots because I just want some extra dimension going on here. So I've got some little paper flowers there that I'm popping up. I've added a few circular stickers as well. You can see I moved the stickers that had been on the leaf. I moved them over, and one of them went on top of a circle sticker, and then another one went all the way at the top with the leaf and doily cluster. I'm going to end up, I wanted to have a word phrase. There aren't that many good word phrases in that Simple Stories sticker book because they're very home and family and cooking themed. But that one says "come as you are," I think. And since it's it's a building, it's a home, whatever, I thought it might be it might sort of work. Whatever. I did move the butterfly up though, so that it was kind of in line with that paper sticker strip. It's kind of like a rickrack design, and then I'm just gonna finish things out a little bit with another paper sticker going underneath it. I didn't want to cover up the doily too much because I still want to be able to see that element. Here I'm adding in. This was a cut apart from a Vicky Boutin pattern paper. And this was, the bottom of the cut apart. So I'm going to use it as my journaling. I'm going to stick it underneath the torn ledger paper and then just write directly on it, writing down some information that came from the brochure so that I could remember what this was. And, the information about it. So you could cut, Okay, so if this was you, you could take that brochure and you could cut each little rectangle that tells about the different buildings, and you could have used those directly on your layout. At one point in my scrapbooking, I probably would have done that. I've gotten away from incorporating brochures and maps and that type of thing in my scrapbooking because I'm really more of like the photos and the pattern paper and the embellishments. But then I use the journaling to write down important information and things like that. So you could do things, different ways. I don't know how many of you still incorporate things like brochures and tickets and that kind of thing in your scrapbooking. Let me know in the comments below if that's something that you do. And I'm just going to finish this layout up with some scrapbook.com pops of color in champagne to go along with some of the gold accents that are on the pattern papers here and the butterflies. I hope that this was inspiring for you guys. If you are already a subscriber, welcome back and thanks for watching all the way to the end. I'm almost to 700 subscribers. It's so exciting. If you're new to the channel, I hope that you consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on all the process videos that I do every month. I've got process videos every Tuesday, every other Thursday. It's a Scrapbook and Cards Today inspiration process video. And then I also participate in various challenges and YouTube hops and things like that throughout the month. So I would love for you to stick around and be part of this wonderful community of online scrapbookers. Thanks again so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you next time for another scrapbook process video and scrappy times. Bye!